Do you ever notice how confident you feel in your head? And then the moment a job interview starts, everything feels different.
Yeah, it's like your mind suddenly goes quiet. You know the words, but they don't come out.
Exactly. Your heart is fine. Your skills are fine. But your English just freezes.
I've been there, sitting in front of someone, smiling, and inside thinking, why am I suddenly so nervous?
And the funny thing is, before the interview, you practice answers perfectly.
Right, you say everything smoothly at home. But when the interviewer says, so tell me about yourself, your brain just says, nope.
That question alone is scary.
It sounds simple, but it feels heavy, like there's pressure behind it.
Because it's not just a question. It feels like a test of your confidence.
And your English, and your personality, all at the same time.
I remember my first interview in English. The interviewer was friendly. She was smiling, but I still felt tense.
Same here. Sometimes the nicer they are, the more nervous I get.
Yeah, because you don't want to mess it up.
Exactly. You keep thinking, what if I say something wrong? What if I sound stupid?
And that fear stays in your head even when nobody else can see it.
The worst part for me is when they ask follow-up questions.
Oh yeah, those unexpected ones.
You prepare for common questions, but then they ask something slightly different.
And suddenly, you're searching for words.
You start using fillers. You know.
And while you're speaking, you're also judging yourself.
That inner voice is loud. It says, you're speaking too slow. You should sound more confident.
And that voice makes it harder.
Because instead of focusing on the conversation, you're focused on yourself.
That's true. Interviews feel less like conversations and more like performances.
Yeah, you feel like you're on stage.
But the interviewer usually isn't trying to trap you.
Most of the time, they're just trying to understand you.
Your experience, your thinking, your attitude.
Not your perfect grammar.
Still, when English isn't your first language, that fear doesn't disappear easily.
Especially when the job really matters.
Yeah, bills, career, future.
Everything feels connected to that one conversation.
And when you feel that pressure, even simple sentences feel hard.
Like saying, I worked on a team project.
You know that sentence, but in the interview, it feels risky.
You start overthinking. Is this the right tense? Is my pronunciation okay?
And then you shorten your answers.
Yes, you say less than you actually want to say.
Not because you have nothing to say, but because you're trying to stay safe.
Safe English. Simple English.
Which isn't bad, by the way.
No, it's not. Simple English can still be strong.
But in interviews, people sometimes confuse simple with weak.
That's true. They think they sound less professional.
But confidence isn't about complex words.
It's about clarity.
And honesty.
I once said in an interview, I'm still learning, but I work hard and ask questions.
That's a good line.
It was honest. Not perfect, but real.
How did the interviewer react?
She nodded. She smiled. She seemed relaxed.
That says a lot.
Yeah, it made me realize interviews don't need perfection.
They need connection.
Exactly. And connection happens when you stop pretending.
But that's hard when you're nervous.
Very hard.
What do you think is the most awkward moment in a job interview?
For me, silence.
Yeah, those pauses.
When they ask a question and you need a few seconds.
And those few seconds feel like forever.
You start thinking, they're judging me right now.
But most of the time, they're just waiting.
Exactly. They're human too.
Still, silence makes people uncomfortable.
especially when English isn't your comfort zone.
Another awkward moment is when you don't understand a question.
Oh yeah, that panic.
You don't want to say, "Sorry, I didn't understand."
Because it feels like failure.
But pretending is worse.
Much worse. You answer something completely different.
And then you realize, wait, that wasn't the question.
That moment hurts.
But asking for clarification is actually professional.
Yes, it shows you care about accuracy.
Interviews are strange. They test language, but they're really about communication.
And communication isn't about being perfect.
It's about being clear enough to be understood.
I think many people lose opportunities not because they lack skills, but because they doubt themselves.
Self-doubt speaks louder than mistakes.
And interviews amplify that doubt.
But the more interviews you do, the more normal it feels.
The fear doesn't disappear, but it becomes quieter.
You learn that nervousness doesn't mean you're failing.
It just means you care.
That's an important difference.
Very important.
If someone is listening right now and they have an interview coming up, what would you say?
I'd say it's okay to be nervous.
That alone helps.
You don't need to sound like a native speaker. You just need to sound like yourself.
Clear, calm, honest,
and human.
Interviews are conversations, even if they don't feel like it.
And conversations get better with practice.
Slowly.
One interview at a time.
I guess that's the key.
Yeah, not perfect English, just real communication.
And that's something you can build.
Day by day.
Conversation by conversation.
Exactly.